You're welcome to TMS Life and Legacy TV show, a platform where conversations that matters are discussed. Insightful stories, perfect ideas, and education. Thank you for joining us. My name is Deborah Monioluwa Oseji, and I am your host. With me in the house, I have a co-presenter.
Henry Ayodele. Good day to everyone.
Or do we say good morning in French?
Or we can boldly say bonjour. And je suis heureux d'être ici. Simply to say I am very happy to be here this morning.
Wow.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. In today's program, we will be exploring a topic, music education as a tool for excellence, discipline, and purpose. And before I introduce our distinguished guest, a man whose life reflects excellence, discipline, and purpose. We will go on a break right now. Stay connected.
Damilare Olaleye is a musicologist, a vocal coach, and a passionate music educator who is deeply committed to advancing music education through structured teaching, practice training, and creating learning. His work focuses not just on teaching music, but on building well-rounded musicians. As a vocal coach, Damilare trains singers in healthy voice production, proper vocal techniques, and confidence performance. He has worked with many church choirs across the country, leading rehearsals, training voice sections, and directing music with the goal of improving blend, tone quality, discipline, and overall choral excellence. Beyond church music, he is actively involved in music education in schools. He organizes and facilitates music clubs, carefully designing programs that suit different age groups. Through these programs, students develop musical literacy, listening skills, creativity, and confidence. He also teaches music online to children within Nigeria and outside the country, making quality music education accessible beyond the traditional classroom. Damilare studied music technology at the Polytechnic Ibadan and furthered his music studies at the University of Ibadan. He is also the founder of Ignite Music Company, as initiative dedicated to recruiting and coordinating music teachers, as well as organizing music club for schools within Ibadan.
I will wait on you, Lord. I will wait on you, 'cause I know you will come. I see the stars, I the rolling thunder.
Welcome back to TMS Life and Legacy TV show. Thank you for staying connected. We just listened to the profile of Olaleye Damilare. And right in the studio we have a musicologist, a music educator, and also a vocal coach. It's our pleasure to have you.
It's my pleasure to be here as well.
All right.
Thank you.
Before we go into the program, we want to know your background, how you started music journey.
My name is Olaleye Damilare. I am a music educator, like my distinguished host said, a musicologist by the grace of God, and a vocal coach.
Yeah.
I studied music from the Polytechnic Ibadan and went further for my Bachelor of Arts in Music from the University of Ibadan, where I studied music performance, education, learning tool that you can give the child. Research have shown it that what music does to the brain of a child, especially in their early stage, early childhood, is that it develops their cognitive reasoning,
Wow.
their mind, their emotions, even the other aspects of their academics beyond just music. This is not just singing or dancing or
Yeah.
even playing a musical instrument. Music is a form
Exactly.
of therapy that develops the whole being of a child or even an adult. If you involve music, if you are involved in music education the right way, it is an asset, it is an investment to a child's or an adolescent educational development.
Okay. Taking it from there, we know music requires consistency and practice.
Yeah.
In what way do you think music education can instill discipline in young people?
Okay. Music education, first of all, teaches tenacity and persistence, perseverance. It makes a child or anybody that is trying to learn a musical instrument to realize that um, there is purpose in pain, that you climb a ladder to the top. You don't jump up, you
Wow.
climb up.
Yeah.
So it gives the child a mindset of process, a routine, a discipline that for you to attain success, there is a work that needs to be put in. And when you are doing this work, you make mistakes. When you make mistakes, you try again until you attain the result that you have. There's a saying that is common that says practice makes perfect. One thing that really helps a child to develop that mindset of consistency and perseverance in achieving all other things, not just music. Because in music education, you encounter difficulties, you encounter challenges of not going forward. Your muscles, challenges you. You feel pain in your muscles, so it makes you to embrace pain because at the end of it there is a gain. And so it psychological, it has a way of rewiring the brain of a child psychologically that when you want to achieve success in life, there is effort that must be put in.
Yeah.
And when you are putting in that effort, you may encounter failure, but you keep forging ahead. You may encounter challenges, but you keep forging ahead until you attain success.
Exactly.
Okay. You earlier mentioned the purpose. So, young people of nowadays are searching for direction on which to go. How do you think music can help young people discover their talents and purpose in life?
Thank you for that question. You see, what music specifically does to young minds is that it creates a safe space for them to explore, to rediscover themselves, to first of all overcome low self-esteem and gain confidence. When you gain confidence, you find purpose easily. Most of the time, people that doesn't find purpose, research has shown that they have low self-esteem because they don't know themselves.
Wow.
They don't really know who they are. So, but when you find yourself in the right music environment that exposes you to playing in ensembles with groups, it gives you an instinct of a leadership instinct because you have part leaders. Okay, you have people, you have the first violin in an orchestra setting, for instance, you have the first violin. In a choir setting, you have the tenor part leader, the soprano part leader, the alto part leader. So it gives them leadership. It gives them a community sense that we work, a teamwork a mindset, and all of that. So it takes them out of their box because most of the children that we know or young minds, they are always boxed. So when they are boxed, they cannot unveil that which God has deposited inside of them. So once they are exposed to music, music helps them to gain confidence in order to discover who they really are.
Thank you for that insight.
You're welcome, ma'am.
So, music serves as a purpose and discipline.
Yes, it serves as a tool for purpose discovery
Wow.
and instills discipline in the young minds.
So, overcoming challenges, success journey often include obstacles.
Yes, definitely.
So, what challenge did you face in your own music journey, and how did the discipline help you overcome that?
Okay, let me share this story, personal story. When I was studying music in school, I was facing a lot of challenges, both financial challenges
Wow.
to, surrounding peer pressures and all of that. And in the midst of that, I know I need to get a good grade in school.
Yeah.
So, because number one, I was studying a course that I'm passionate about, that fortunately music was my own discovery of purpose. Some people's discovery of the purpose discovery could be medicine, could be other. So fortunately it was music for me.
Yeah.
It is music for me, and it took me. There were times I wouldn't have transport fare to go to class. So I would have to sleep in class.
That's true.
I did not have a personal piano when I was studying as a music student.
Really?
Thankful there was upright pianos in the University of Ibadan. So I would have to sit to sleep in school, carry my brush, my toothbrush, my sponge, because there is no
That's
excuse
interesting
for
story.
failure. There is no excuse for that. This is why I failed, because I didn't have one, because I didn't. So music, it created that spark within me by the help of God. One other thing that music could do to a man is it could give you a sound mind that you can think right in the midst of atrocities. So I took up the challenge by the help of God, because nothing can happen with the help of God. So I was tenacious. I made sure that I sleep over in the department just to practice my voice, just to practice my piano, and just to have access to light, basic amenities and all, and God really helped me. That was how I overcame challenges, just to achieve that which I set my heart to do. So I think it could help other students, especially music is an exciting topic, or an exciting subject, that it's therapeutic in nature. It's a place of escape, that after all the stress, even if you are in maybe anatomy department or medical physiology, like we had in school there, we had many students from the science department that will come to the orchestra, the school orchestra, University of Ibadan orchestra, to join in the orchestra, and I had
was a borrow course.
I remember I took a course.
You took a course in music.
Yes, music, university choir.
Exactly. So we have many people that come around, and it's a time of refreshing, a time for them to just unwind, even as they learn. And then it kind of refreshes them to just press forward. I think you can testify to that.
Definitely. It was into different groups.
That's a great achievement. Yeah. Thank you for that interesting story.
My pleasure, man. My pleasure.
In character and leadership, so music group often require teamwork.
Yes, definitely.
And responsibility.
Yes.
How does music education help build good character, leadership, and qualities?
Honestly, that's a very interesting question. I was a very shy person.
Wow, really?
So I could not stand in front of a crowd to speak 3 sentences correctly without stuttering. Because I was so shy. I had low self-esteem.
Wow.
Not because I had a poor educational background, I was just shy. But thank God that I was exposed to music early. I was exposed to music early. I was in the band. I joined the band. And from there, in fact, I could not speak English very well. Music taught me how to speak. Because fortunately, I was doing Western songs, then. So in fact, realized I was already speaking as though I was I was a linguist, and it was just me. Music was my escape. Music helped me when I was in a band, I learned teamwork. When I rose to the cadre to become a music director of the band. I organized concerts. So I got to a level that before I gained admission into the university, I was already a leader.
Yeah.
When I was in the polytechnic, I became my class choir master.
Wow.
By default.
Interesting.
That's what music could do for you. It builds the leader in a child, or in a young mind, if they are involved in music early enough. So that's how I could share. I want to do my story. I don't know if it
That's a
helps.
very powerful point.
Thank you, ma.
Oh, that is a very good point. Thank you for that. So what you said is music helps in building good character
Yes.
and leadership quality.
Yes. So sorry I needed to stamp the area of good character. You can never be a good leader without character, because leadership is character.
Yeah.
When you are heading a choir and you have difficult people, they will teach you lesson. They will make you grow emotional intelligence, because to become a leader with character, you need emotional intelligence. So that's what music will do for you. When you find yourself in a music environment, you can never successfully do music without understanding people's emotions, because music conveys emotions. So you can never be a good performer when you don't understand how to convey emotion, how to manage emotion, and all of that. So I just felt I should emphasize on how it builds character. That aspect helps.
Thank you.
On the issue of character, attitude, and behavior in music, what role do good morals or godly principles play in the role of music education?
That's a very intelligent question. I usually say to every young mind that I am opportune to, impart the knowledge of music. Music is a very dicey, tool, especially in the mind of the young man. It can either give them the right or the path to the right path to purpose and direction, or it can swerve them away to a path of destruction. I believe that the source of everything is from God. Sorry, I'll have to quote the scriptures because that's my identity.
Wow, that's
I don't mean to impose this on anybody.
Yeah.
Bible says in the book of Revelation chapter 4 verse 11 that thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory, honor, and power, for you have created all things for your pleasure. You see, everything that God created, including music, is for his pleasure. Now, people or young minds, where they get it wrong is that they try to use music for their own pleasure alone. So it is the prerogative of the music educator to, at the foundational level, to make them know. There's a saying that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. Young minds tend to abuse music when they don't understand the purpose of music. So if the purpose of music is stated clearly to them, so the purpose of music is not to abuse it. When you abuse music, that's why you find young minds at a very young age, they start taking stuffs, they start taking hard drugs, and at the end of the day, when you see them, you cannot recognize a man of purpose. One of the things that you used to recognize a man that is in purpose is that they blossom. They blossom, they grow, and they affect their generation. So, and I believe that if you are in purpose, that's what you should do. That you affect your generation positively. You influence your generation positively. Let me share this example. Ben Carson. Everybody knows Ben Carson. Ben Carson, if you have read the story of Ben Carson before, Ben Carson is one of the top most neurosurgeon in the whole world in USA at John Hopkins University. He made us to know that classical music has really helped him in assimilation and in forging ahead, especially when it comes to difficulties, when it gets to a point of difficulties in his study. In fact, researchers, people let us know that, if you have read this book, let us know that when he's on the operation table, he plays classical music. Aha. And I also know a neurosurgeon here in Ibadan, Dr. Dayo Oyedepo. He's a fantastic composer, and he's an organist as well, and he's a neurosurgeon. And I don't know if you know Dr. Dayo Oyedepo. Okay, you don't know him. So I'm trying to say all of that to say that music is connected to purpose, and it is the prerogative of the educator to, at the foundational level, to make the purpose of music clear to the young mind, so that it will not destroy them, but it will make them very important.
Thank you for those insights. Before we continue, we would like to listen to Abraham Falayi short video. Stay with us.
Good day, viewers. I personally welcome you to the TMS Life and Legacy TV show. Thanks for staying tuned. So today, we're discussing a powerful topic that says music education as a tool, discipline, and purpose. When many people hear music, they think entertainment, they think vibes, they think enjoyment. But music education is far deeper than that. Music is a tool. It is a tool for expression, a tool for communication, a tool for transformation. In schools, music sharpens the brain. It improves memory, coordination, and creativity. In society, it becomes a voice, speaking when words fail. In the church, in culture, in community, music builds connection. Beyond being a tool, music education builds discipline. You cannot master music without structure. You must practice when you don't feel like it. You must listen carefully. You must follow timing, rhythm, and order. Music teaches patience. It teaches consistency. It teaches excellence. And these values extend beyond the rehearsal room into business, leadership, and life. Finally, music education gives purpose. For many young people, music becomes direction. It keeps them focused. It keeps them away from distractions. It gives them identity and confidence. When a child learns music, they are not just learning notes, they are discovering who they are. So music education is not luxury. It is not noise. It is not just talent. It is a tool. It is discipline. And it is purpose. Now, extending music as a discipline, many people admire the performance, but they don't see the process. They see the stage. They don't see the practice room. They hear the perfection. They don't hear the correction. That is where discipline lives. Music as a discipline means structure. You must understand timing. You must respect rhythm. You must follow order. If you sing before your cue, it shows. If you play off key, it shows. If you ignore rehearsal, it shows. Music does not hide in discipline. It trains consistency. You cannot practice today and disappear for 2 weeks and expect mastery. Its scales must be repeated. Techniques must be refined. Mistakes must be corrected again and again. And through that repetition, character is formed. Music teaches patience. You don't master an instrument overnight. It teaches humility. You must accept correction from directors and instructors. It teaches focus. Because one distraction can disrupt the entire performance. And here is the powerful part. The discipline you learn in music does not stay in music. It enters your academics. It enters your career. It enters your leadership. Trained musician understands order. A disciplined musician understands preparation. A serious musician understands responsibility. So when we say music is discipline, we are saying it builds more than sound. It builds structure. It builds resilience. It builds excellence. And in a world that celebrates shortcuts, music still demands process. That is why it matters. Thank you.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying tuned. Okay, we move to the next question. We have a supporting system. For a young child to go into music education, he or she has to be supported. In what way do you think you can encourage parents at home to involve their children in music education?
Okay, thank you for that question. I would like to state emphatically that parents should never see music as an extracurriculum activity. music is a main important tool to develop a total child.
Yeah.
Music is not play.
Oh.
It's a therapeutic way to build, your child cognitive
children.
learning, their motor skills, their emotional intelligence and all. So music should be it's not an extra subject, and this is also to schools, to principals, to school leaders. Don't see music as an extra curriculum subject that it is not compulsory. Music is a necessity for every child. In fact, I would have liked to use that music is a compulsory education for every child because it is not play. It adds. Research has shown actually. Sorry I would just feel the need to emphasize on that. Research have shown, actually there's a research in Harvard in I think 2000 or 2002 that have shown that they did the research for about 190 something thousand schools, and they noticed that schools who offer proper music, emphasis on proper music, their students perform better
Wow.
in other subjects that are not music related than schools that doesn't offer music at all.
Wow. That's interesting.
You can Google it. So I think that parents should first of all recognize that when you introduce a child to learning a musical instrument as early as the age of 4-5 years old, you are giving that child a well-rounded education that is beyond music itself. So support your child. One of the greatest support systems that I've had in my musical journey were my parents. Funny enough, I was the only child. Imagine a only child saying they want to study music. There were backlashes from front, back, right, left, and center. But thank God that they were sensitive enough to also know the child, know your child as a parent. We're talking about support system. You need to know your child. Know your child. If you have a child, your child should not be afraid to, go for what he or she is built for. If you notice that your child is built for something, especially music, I'm trying to say two things now. First, music education is not negotiable for a child. That's how it should be perceived. You are not wasting money if you let your child learn music. It doesn't mean they want to be a musician in the future. It means that you are giving them a complete education. Secondly, if you see talent in your child, especially musical talent, I beg you, parents, please support them with every fiber of your being. Music is not for paupers. I've had students that have become millionaires because when they traveled abroad, simple saxophone that they learned here, when they get there and they get the platform, they are making their money. While students, I was paying my school fees from 200 level while still studying music in school. How many students in school, could do that, earning money and study as far back as 2014, 2015? So I think that parents should not, and it's because of lack of orientation, lack of knowledge, because they feel that music is played. So I think that parents should please find every possible way to support their young ones, their child, to have music education and to pursue music. Music is inside of them. It's an innate ability.
Even music can influence attitude and behavior.
Definitely. I have many testimonies to that.
So before we put the program to an end, finally we want to ask, what message would you like to leave with the young people about using music to live a meaningful and purposeful life?
I would like, thank you for that question. I would like to end my conversation on this point. There's a definition of music that says music is the soul of life.
Wow.
It's more like when you take breath out of something, you struggle. Aha. I want to encourage everyone listening, whether you are a parent or you are even an adolescent or an adult, that you felt, and I wish I had learned piano, and I wish I had, and I had interest in music when I was small. I should have pursued it.
Everybody
You
actually
can
is
still
that
pursue
man.
it. You can still pursue it. I had one of the students that taught my class in University of Ibadan was a 51-year-old woman.
Wow.
Yes, because of we are on air. I wouldn't mention her name. A 51-year-old woman pursued her passion for music after she had given birth to all her child, and she came and she taught the class. So it is never too late to pursue music education. It is never too. Music education can change your life. It can turn a child's life around for good. I hope that with what I've just said, you would see the reason to pursue music education, not just as an extra, hobby. Just not just as an hobby, but as an essential ingredient that you need to carry as a luggage through the journey of your life and your children.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your experiences and education. And before we bring the program to an end, we'd like to hear you singing.
Okay, this is for everybody out there, and especially our parents and the young minds. Ẹ̀kọ́ dára púpọ̀, ẹ̀kọ́ ló láyé táwa yìí sẹ́. Ẹ̀kọ́ dára púpọ̀, ẹ̀kọ́ ló láyé táwa yìí sẹ́. Ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dépò gíga, ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dépò ọlá. Ẹ dákun yé ẹ̀yin òbí wa, tẹ́ bá lówó kẹjọ kẹtọ́ wa. Ẹ̀kọ́ dára púpọ̀, ẹ̀kọ́ ló láyé táwa yìí sẹ́. Ẹ̀kọ́ dára púpọ̀, ẹ̀kọ́ ló láyé táwa yìí sẹ́. Ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dépò gíga, ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dépò ọlá. Ẹ dákun yé ẹ̀yin òbí wa, tẹ́ bá lówó kẹjọ kẹtọ́ wa. Ẹ dákun yé ẹ̀yin òbí wa, tẹ́ bá lówó kẹjọ kẹtọ́ wa. Ẹ dákun yé ẹ̀yin òbí wa, tẹ́ bá lówó kẹjọ kẹtọ́ wa. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom, your experience with us.
My pleasure.
And it's clear that music actually educates, and it goes beyond playing musical instruments. And also it builds discipline, excellence, purpose, and character. Thank you for coming.
We've come to a realization that music can make or mar you.
Yeah.
So, and it is not too late to start your musical journey at your place of work, in your school, or around your society. We thank our guests on the show for making us understand the importance of music in our society.
And before we say goodbye, remember, we teach to impact and not to impress. Like, share, comment on all our social media platforms. TMS Life and Legacy TV show. Until next time, goodbye.
Temple Maestro School of Music, music lessons for all age group. Our services, training on musical instruments, guitar, violin, piano, clarinet, and lot more. Sight reading, vocal training, rudiment and theory of music, audio and visual recording, special courses, music composition, music production, choral conducting, expert in musical training and vocational skills, orchestration. Duration, 12 weeks, morning, afternoon, and evening section. Music instruments are available for sales. Music materials for all school grade. Registration is on fun for holiday training. Visit us at number 1 Ogushola Street, Orogun, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. Email templemaestros@gmail.com. Follow us on all social media platforms. Temple Maestro. Contact 0816-8390-147 or 0708-4396-096, 0810-0573-968. Temple Maestro, unleashing your musical spirit.